and welcome to the Lenovo Work Reborn podcast, where we explore how technology, AI, and cybersecurity are reshaping the way we work. This segment of our tour, we are back at it again, live in London, interviewing top IT leaders. Each episode, we're going to bring you insights from real leaders and industry experts on how organizations can navigate today's challenges and unlock tomorrow's opportunities. From making sense of complex data, to simplifying IT environments, to delivering real business outcomes, Lenovo is helping businesses of every size reimagine what's possible. Join us as we dive into the future of work. Work Reborn. Let's go. Hello, welcome to the Lenovo Work Reborn podcast. I'm your host, Rita, and I'm joined today here with my new friend, Imran. Imran, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you for asking. For those who don't know about you, would you like to introduce yourself, who you are, and what you do?
Yeah, so my name's Imran Khan. Unfortunately, not as popular as a Pakistani politician or ex-cricketer. I'm the head of cybersecurity for Gulf Bank of Kuwait. I've been in cybersecurity for the last 10 odd years. Prior to that, I was a forensic investigator for various police forces in the UK.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you're a spy. I'm just kidding. Totally kidding. No. It's great to have you on.
Thank you.
You know, you're definitely have the experience. We've been interviewing over 600 senior IT leaders about cybersecurity and AI and all sorts of things. And, you know, something interesting we found from that research is there were some concerns about what's going on in the next era of work, right? Because it makes sense with all the rate of technology in which it's changing. And IP and customer data leakage were ranked as top concerns. Is that a surprising finding or not so surprising?
It's not. So in my previous job as a consultant, we did used to investigate a lot of data breaches. One pattern we noticed is that there's not that many technologies adapted by banks or organizations that would prevent a data leak, not necessarily by a adversary, an external threat. It could be internal as well. So yeah, this is a really big concern for us. Yeah.
When you are deciding how to go about let's say a data leakage, right? And I'm not speaking directly to your industry, but maybe just advice or best practices overall, right? What are some warning signs or indicators that an organization could be at risk?
Oof, that's a tough one. So insider threat, I believe, is the biggest risk for data leakage, and is something that is not really easy to detect.
Okay.
All right. So you can have a disgruntled employee who's leaking data, and if you don't have the right security controls in place, it's hard to detect, because at the end of the day, you have employees who you trust. They have authorized access to this data, and you don't really monitor employees accessing the data they have authorized access to. So when that data is being leaked, it's really hard to detect that. Identifying a disgruntled employee, I believe, is one of the biggest challenges.
Right. And so, you know, I feel that I really appreciate that example, because there's just so many things to assess when something like that happens, and it can be hard for a leader to start. Like, where do you start? Where do you pinpoint the risk and mitigating the damages, right? In your own organization, what are some proactive protocols you're putting in place and to, you know, stay ahead and ensure that, you know, data leakage and IP are protected?
Yeah. So just recently, we deployed a DLP solution. Coming from a bank, we have a real big challenge, because a lot of our employees from the consumer banking who deal with customers on a daily basis, what the general practice there is that if they need to send a statement, let's say, for example, to one of their customers, a lot of our employees, what they will do is, because our consumer banking don't really have access to send external emails, they will email the statement to the personal email address, and from the personal email address, they will send it to the customer through WhatsApp. Now, this is something that the bank has adopted, and, you know, we are trying to identify a better solution to prevent this from happening. So once we deployed the DLP solution, we did identify a lot of staff sending out documents. When we investigate those, most of the time I'm from the consumer banking department. It's my part of my job where I have to send these documents or statements or documents that will have PII or customer information in them to the customer themselves. So do we as a bank allow that? Do we whitelist each consumer banking employee to be able to do this? How do we know that, okay, this one document that they're sending is for an actual customer, or this document that they're sending is for their own personal use, if that
Right.
makes sense? So that's something that we are really, really struggling with. But we are trying our best to fine tune the process. We're identifying additional solutions where instead of so if it's a customer who doesn't have an email address and they are expecting the statement to come to them through WhatsApp, deploy a solution. Again, we've identified a couple of solutions, I don't want to mention names, where each customer success manager or each consumer banking employee will have access to a dedicated WhatsApp channel, which is going to be monitored, managed by the bank, and they will use that to send the statements, let's say, through WhatsApp to their customers, and only the customers that they genuinely deal with will be the customer's phone number added to their profile on WhatsApp. So this is something that we're currently looking at, but again, with the current solution, the DLP solution, it's really hard for us to identify what is an actual customer, someone from consumer banking sending documents to their customers or doing it for themselves.
I mean, what a great use case with new applications like WhatsApp, and I know Zelle is
Yeah.
another one in the banking industry that is a third party. There's all sorts of ones out there that 15 years ago banks were pretty straightforward. You go into the bank, you get a thing, you
Yep.
get something in the mail or whatever. Maybe you get an email, right?
Yep.
So it's introducing complexity into the IT environment. Would you agree?
It definitely is.
Right,
Agree.
right.
Yep.
So I really appreciate you sharing that with me. Thank you so much. If we were to take a step back though, and more of a bird's eye view, let's talk about the exciting side of things, right? On the
Okay.
positive. What does the next couple of years of the workspace look like? We call it work being reborn, or the modern workplace. Like, what do you think that looks like?
Coming to the Gartner conference, one thing that sticks out quite a lot is AI. So I believe a lot of the future solutions will have some sort of a AI element to them. Us as a bank, we have started integrating. So there's a couple of solutions that we use. So our SIM is a AI-based SIM. It does analysis, and based on the analysis, it will it will escalate an alert to us. We have a solution which monitors inbound emails. Again, that has an AI element to it. I believe, the future looks like everything. Most of the solutions that are going to be deployed from a defensive perspective are going to have some sort of AI integration. I think it makes our job a lot easier. It will get rid of a lot of the false positive alerts. And I think that is something that we definitely need, because attacking groups are using AI technologies right now. They can deploy a ransomware campaign from creating a phishing email all the way up to the ransomware note within minutes, using ransomware as a platform, which is AI integrated. So I think AI is what we need to look forward to.
Right.
Yeah.
It seems like even just like the amount of work that it used to take, even for cyber criminals to do their malpractices or ill will, it's not as hard to do.
It's not as hard, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so like you're saying, it's important to stay educated and
Correct.
be in the loop, and then maybe being open to third parties for advice when needed. Right.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, so as a bank in the Middle East, we're not as mature as we're not as mature as other Middle Eastern organizations.
Right.
So we do depend a lot on third parties.
Yeah.
A lot of the like Gartner is, for an example, right? We have a subscription for Gartner. We
Yeah.
are constantly learning from Gartner. And same, we have contracts with incident response companies who are coming in and doing tabletop exercises for us,
Right.
or doing incident readiness type of exercises. So it is a learning curve for us, and getting input from third parties, I believe it is really, really essential, really important.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Well, I've really enjoyed this conversation with you, Imran. Thank you for taking some time to
Thank
hang
you
out
very
with me at
much.
the podcast booth.
Thank you.
If anyone is interested in learning more about some of the research or findings from our report, please make sure you check out the Work Reborn report. You can download it via the QR code somewhere on the screen, or if you are listening to the podcast, check it out in the link in the show notes below. And that's a wrap. Have a great day.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you for listening to the Lenovo Work Reborn podcast. To learn more about how Lenovo is helping organizations transform with AI, cybersecurity, and smarter IT solutions, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next conversation. And also, we'd love to hear from you. Make sure to leave a comment with any other questions that you would like us to discuss on our next episodes. See you next time.
Lenovo.